everyone, so in today's tutorial I'm going to be demonstrating how to do that swatch here. So that's a combination of cables which is in the center, and the one on the left and right hand side is wheel deflection, so that's just eyelets with a 3-prong tool. So that section here is worked over 7 needles. Then you've got 1 needle there, 1 needle out of action, 4 needle cable, and 1 needle out of action, 1 needle working, and 7 needles here. So I have gone ahead and cast it on and knit a few rows. So the first thing I'm going to do is work out where my cable is going to be, which is going to be in the center for me. So that's going to be my 4 needle cable here. And then on both sides of the cable, I'm going to do a ladder. So the ladder needle is obviously going to go all the way to the back of the bed to non-working position. So I'm just going to knit 2 rows. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my cables. So I'm doing a 2x2 cable, so right over left transfer, and I'm going to leave 1 needle untouched, and with the help of a 3-prong transfer tool, move to the left by 1, and the same, move 3 stitches over to the left, over to the right, sorry, by 1. So I've got the center needle here holding 3 stitches, which is what creates the fashioning effect on the front of my knit. These empty needles come back forward in line with the working needles to create eyelets. I'm going to repeat that on the right hand side of my knit. So leave 1 needle untouched, moving 3 stitches over to the right by 1, and that center needle holds 3 stitches, so 3 needles in to the left by 1, and I'm going to go ahead and knit 2 rows, and I'm going to repeat this every 2 rows, so the eyelets get repeated every 2 rows. Moving 3 stitches inwards by 1, and with my cable I've got these 2 empty needles here, so I'm going to take these 2 stitches, so the left hand side stitches of the cable, and move it out by 1, and 1 of the stitches goes onto the empty needle, that's the ladder needle. Do the same here, and these 2 empty needles now sit at the back. Knit 2, go ahead and do my eyelets, so I'm moving 3 stitches inwards by 1, and I'm just repeating that. I'm going to leave the cables there and go ahead and move the cable in again. And the ladder needles sit in non-working position. And now I'm going to do my cable. So the eyelets are done every 2 rows. Once you've twisted the cable, move it outwards onto the empty ladder needle, and then we'll let that go for 4 rows. All you've got to do is actually just plan your layout out on your machine, and then you'll be able to follow the patterns. I'm gonna go ahead and move my cable needle inwards, do my eyelet. You can also change the layout of the cable so you can have more rows in between each twist. You can have more ladders on either side to make it go outwards a bit more. So you can do several variations of the technique. Moving the cable outwards, and 4 rows after that before we move it back in. Go ahead and move the cable back into the center. Do my eyelets again. Go ahead and do my cable. I always tend to push my cable needles forward, so it's a bit easier for the carriage to move across, because it's a bit tight when you swap the stitches over. Okay, I'm going to finish that off. Cable and eyelet pattern.